So not gonna lie, the house is kind of giving me the chills right now, so I'm gonna film somewhere else. I don't know how well it shows up, but this was my backyard, and I'm gonna show you what used to be absolutely the scariest spot to be alone at as a child at night, especially at night. I'm gonna take a walk down there with you guys and show you this sledding hill. So when we were kids, this was the best sledding hill in our woods. I know you can't see anything besides the flame, but we used to bring lanterns out for lighting, and you don't realize how late it's getting when you're having a whole lot of fun. Well, I always had to have the last go down the hill, and my siblings, I assume, just got sick of waiting for me because they used to do this quite a few times. And I remember it being the most traumatizing thing as a kid. Well, at the bottom of the sledding hill, there's about 20 to 50 yards until you get to a very thick, what used to be a tree farm. So at night, it looks like just a black wall. My siblings would leave, and I'd see this lantern slowly fading away further and further into the woods as they're going back to the house. Meanwhile, I'm at the very bottom of the hill in about 3 feet of snow, and I gotta start this pretty decently steep hill with that dark forest right behind me. I really wish my camera could show it and do it some justice. But at the bottom of this hill, like I was talking about, just without a flashlight even, looking out into the woods as it's snowing, all you see back there is darkness. Just a black wall. And I don't know exactly what it is about these woods. We're kind of near Native American reservation land, and there's been nobody living in these woods before we got here. My dad homesteaded it, literally carved out the woods to pull in a trailer house and build that house I was showing you. Well, I've always had nightmares of these woods. Everyone else who has grown up here or known it has had nightmares about it. Even skeptics. I've had people over that don't believe in anything spiritual realm. They aren't scared of anything. They're all hoorah. I offer to bring them out here. I've even given them a shotgun. Even with a shotgun in their hands, being big tough people, they end up backing out and not wanting to come out here. Walking about halfway through these woods, they immediately are overwhelmed and want to go back. And the longer I sit here and talk, the more these trees are creaking. Well, one of the freakiest stories, so as kids, I always remember that dark forest wall. I remember there being shadow people in it. People who didn't have any features, and they were just a black figure, like a shadow. I had nightmares about it. I used to pretend that they lived down there. In high school, I think it was like 11th, 10th grade, I was doing some sketchy prison tattoos for a friend, and he had his son with, who was at the time 4 years old, and he was playing on my niece's little play set, and his dad and I were talking. I was telling him about these woods, and as I'm telling him about it, as we're sitting there smoking cigarettes, his son yells really loud, "Stop looking at me!" And him and I immediately just about shit our pants and looked over at him like, and he asked his son, "Who's looking at you?" And he said, "The dark people," and pointed directly into these woods. And he said, "Stop looking at me." And we asked who. "The dark people." And this is a 4 or 5 year old, maybe 4.5-year-old kid who wasn't hearing any of our conversation. He was far enough away where he didn't hear anything. I never talked about shadow people. I was just telling his father about the creepy vibes and basically what I already told you. So after hearing that, it just kind of reminded me of all what I thought were imagination as a kid.